All right, this is not just a European issue. The surge of refugees from Syria right here, terror watcher Peter Brooks fears this could be ISIS's ticket to get here, if they're not already here. Peter, what's the fear now, that we've essentially opened the door?
Well, of course, you know, it would be easier for them to radicalize somebody already in place. These refugees who may come here are going to have to prove that they are persecuted, which shouldn't be too hard coming out of Syria. They're going to have to talk to American consular officers. They're going to get some scrutiny, but you know, ISIS may be thinking about this as another way to get somebody into the United States to perpetrate a terrorist act. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It would be very difficult, I think, operationally. But I think the threat is coming at us from a number of different angles, whether you're talking about self-radicalized individuals, individuals radicalized by others already in place, refugees, or human trafficking, which is another potential that Amy didn't get into, whether you're talking about the United States or Europe.
You know what I worry about? Under the guise of asylum, and just like we would accept the people from countries that are either taken over or they're dealing with butchery back home, the butchers themselves sneak in.
Well, you have to be careful about that. You know, and the thing about these camps is that most of these people are fleeing. It would take some sort of intelligence operational capability to hide yourself within that, but that's something they may be thinking about down the road. And obviously,
we don't have time down the road, Peter, right? I mean, if they're coming in by the thousands, or potentially, certainly as is the case in Europe, on fears that Libya could be taken over imminently.
Yes.
Then what? Then what do you do?
Well, Libya and Syria, I think, are different. So if you want to talk about Libya, Neil, I would say, yeah, that's obviously a concern. Intelligence is going to be critical. I don't think that the coalition forces, the European forces, the United States have a lot of intelligence going on in Libya. This is obviously a concern. The question is does this Islamic State group in Libya really want to pick a fight with Italy at this point? I mean, Libya is a mess. I mean, I don't know if you've talked about this recently on your show, but after the NATO forces left, I mean, it's the Wild West, right, between former government forces and Islamists, terrorists, and I don't know if anybody's got a handle on that. The question is, these groups may want to try to consolidate territory before they take on a bigger power, such as Italy or anybody else.
Do you think things have changed in Italy, despite what the Prime Minister there has just said, that the Pope weighed into this debate and more or less said, all right, this is ridiculous?
Well, of course, I mean, you know, I don't know if the pontiff is going to have a lot of sway with ISIS, but the Italians have history in Libya. Not only the economic ties that Amy talked about, they have a long history going back to Rome in that part of the world, and there may be some Libyans who want to settle an historical score with Italy that are part of these ISIS groups or these other Islamist groups out there. So I think I would be concerned if I were Italy, especially with those flows of refugees and the possibility of human trafficking.
Peter, if you're concerned, I'm concerned. Thank you very much, my friend. I always appreciate it. Peter Brooks from the Heritage.